Hi everybody, it's Robbie from Southern California, and I just redid my window. So now I'm just going to show you this, and then I'll let you see the hummingbirds for a few moments. I'll have to step away and I'll put the camera out the other window over there because they are trying to come in and feed, but they've been feeding all day. What I've done here, well here you know I've got the double feeder, and this is just simply attached here, and I don't really have a screen. I actually made that where the screen hangs down. There's a rod in there, and I can just lift the screen up and change that feeder. I'll go into all the feeders soon, how I've got that done. And then there is the deck. Let me open this up for a minute. See how I do this? Let me move my plants. This is just clipped on with this, and then I can open this. And there is the deck, but we're redoing the deck. I'm still cleaning up and working on that, painting and stuff. But there is some hummingbird feeders out there, and bird baths when it's not raining. It's been raining all day here today, off and on. And I've got the ice cream containers there, and they feed out of that, and they're sitting in bowls to keep the ants out. I get to keep some of my onions I've started. This is just regular onions and walking onions, and I've got flowers starting in there, and this is a hummingbird tree. Isn't that beautiful? And I've got more out there. So I've got feeders there, and this window holds, well, this one window here, not counting the one on the other side where the hummingbird nested, this one window here holds 10 feeders, and that will be really good. And then I've got an ice cream container here. I've got a feeder I made here that holds dots. That holds a dot. Then I've got a dot up here. Then I've got that feeder there, and that I've got attached in a very special way that we're going to talk about real soon. And so I've got all this. Now this is by the rod. See, I've got a hook here, and then I added on a couple extra rods. There's a rod there. Then I've got this going out, and I added that rod on with zip ties. It almost looks like an old antenna off a car. And so I've got a hummingbird feeder down there, and then I've got this one here. I can hang another one back there. I don't have it there right now, but I can hang another one there. And then I've just got the hooks and everything. Oh, here, let me open this up for a minute and see again. I took my screen out and I made my own screens. It works really good. And there's the hooks that are in the house there, see? And then this is just wire. It looks like a clothes hanger, but it's actually just plain old wire I found it in the garage, and I put it through a PVC pipe, and I painted the pipe brown, and I made holes on each end so I can just make a makeshift place to put the hooks, see? And one there, and I can hang 3 feeders off that. So I didn't want the feeders so close to each other, so I've got the one feeder here, and then I've got the feeder on the other end, which is far enough, and then I had this little black thing that's got the hummingbird on it. I've got 2 of them here. Got that at the 99-cent store some years ago, but you could use wire, and that's it. So this way they're all kind of, let me close this up. So they're all kind of leveled off separately from each other, and they have room to fly. I mean, they've got to be able to fly and zip around and get into the feeders. But do you see how I put that feeder up on the window? Now, a lot of you use suction cups, and believe you me, I know, I think that's the only suction cup I've got there right now. I know all about suction cups. I've had the hummingbird feeders that hang off of suction cups. And they're wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I will tell you, I absolutely love them. But eventually, especially in the heat, different things, they come off. Now you do know to get the suction cup on right, you make sure you wash the suction cup very, very well, and you wash your window very well and dry it. Make sure there's no oil or anything on it. So if you use any window cleaner, you want it to be really clean. And then when it's still maybe a tiny bit damp, you push that suction cup on, and some of them will stay on for a very long time, but I've had many fall off. That particular holder that I got from the 99-cent store, let me stick you out the window for a minute, just quickly. I'm trying to show you all these different things. This one here, you probably will see it better in a few minutes when I let you enjoy the hummingbirds. That was some sort of, well, it's stuck in the ground. See what it did? It's stuck in your garden, and it was just a decoration for the garden. It's got a little hummingbird there. It's got some flowers. It's backwards right now because it's on the outside of the window, which is fine. This way, if I put a camera there, you guys can see it. I bent it. I made 2 hooks here because I used to hang hummingbird feeders from here. But now I bent them in so it pulls it away from the window. That's why the hummingbird feeder is on these hooks. Another thing it had for something, I was kind of wound around, and so I unsnapped it. Oh, they're all trying to come in now. And I kind of unbent it, and I made hooks for the hummingbird feeder. So I've got 1 hummingbird feeder there, and we're getting to it. We're getting to it. This is exciting. And 1 hummingbird feeder there. So I've got 2 hummingbird feeders. Could I add more? I could, but you know what? Because of the weight, I am going to say I'd rather not. Can any of you guess how that is there? Besides Gary walking in saying, "Did you make a hole in the glass?" Gee, if I could have, I would have. There is no hole in that glass. I'll show you what this is. Does anybody remember this? Ronco had this. It was a window cleaner. Let's look at this for a moment. Here it is. I'm doing this all one-handed. There it is. This is a window cleaner. What you're supposed to do, and I can't take it apart, is a very, very stiff magnet. And it's in 2 pieces. And when you put that together, I'm going to tell you something. This thing is so strong that you cannot pry it apart. And that, my friends, it is what been hanging here on this window. A mega cleaner. Now, let me tell you, my windows are not double paned. I have tried it on a double pane. It will work on a double pane glass, but you wouldn't want to put 2 feeders. I would put 1 feeder and maybe a small feeder. Just check it out. Depends on the weight, how much metal, rack you're going to put there, or a hook, or if you're just going to hang it, you may be able to get away with 2, but you probably only need 1. And it should hold 1 without a problem. I tried it on a window around the corner where it was double paned, but since I don't feed hummingbirds there, I took it down. And that's what this is. This, see? I don't want to pull it off because my feeders will fall, is held on both sides. It is holding on to this thing that's just hanging there. It's all it's doing is hanging there. And then I just reach out the window here, and I just hang my feeders there every day and clean them and wash them, probably those about 3 times a day. This is just a little flower pot that's got a stand that I also made that was also a decoration for the garden. You'll see it on the other side in a minute. It's in a flower pot and it's got dots all over it. But if you are on a 2nd story, 10th story, and you have the ability to clean your own windows, which means you can get your hand out, you may have it high, it won't matter. You can put one of these things on, and once you get it on, right, you'll be able to hang a hummingbird feeder or anything you want. If you wanted to put something else out there, a decoration, maybe some artwork, you would be able to hang that on the window on the outside. Now let me give you a hint. These 2 things snap together really hard and really fast. Do not put one on one side, holding it, putting your hand through, and snap it on. Slide it. Put it where you want. This side, you put where you want, because this is where you're going to be hanging. See how thick it is? You're going to hang something from there. And this side is the inside. You're going to slip it. So because take it from me, I almost broke the window. Very close, but I didn't because I went smack and it just banged. It banged. So you hold it with one hand, let's say your right hand, and with your left hand, slide it up. If you were doing it, you would just take it, and with it on the other side, you would slide it in position. The same thing when I remove it. It's very easy to remove, but I slide it down, and I have one hand on one side, one hand on the other. That's all there is to it. So I'm going to let you enjoy the hummingbirds, and they are out there, and they have been feeding, and they're coming in because it is getting dark. I wanted to show you how anybody can hang a hummingbird feeder if you've got a window. And you can do it on a screen or anything, as long as those 2 magnets can touch each other. Well, then you'll be able to feed the hummingbirds like me. Exactly the same way. It is that easy to do. So let's enjoy the hummingbirds for a minute, and we'll go through the other window. So I hope I've given you some ideas how you can hang a hummingbird feeder out there. I wouldn't get a glass one. I'd get a small, lightweight plastic feeder. It doesn't have to be that big. Don't fill it to the top so it's light. And you can put one of those mega clean magnet window cleaners out your window and hang it that way. Now, of course, if you can get a hook out there, that would be good too. But I will let you know those are vintage, so you will have to go hunt for them. So with that, have a wonderful, wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye.